In this video, we are going to discuss how to price your home correctly the first time you go on the market. That way you find the right buyer for your home. So to understand how to price your home correctly, we need to know how buyers search. So right here on the screen, you can see we call these the big numbers. So people that are looking to buy a home under 400,000, so all the numbers left of the comma, they search in 25,000 increments, and then buyers above 400, they basically search in $50,000 increments. So let's see that here in action. So we're just going to go to Zillow. So we are here at Zillow, and you can see Zillow actually has it set up to be in 50,000 increments, or crazy enough, they can actually search by monthly payment, what they want their minimum or maximum to be. But when they look at the list price, they do have it set up in $50,000 increments. So then we can go over here to Realtor.com, and they kind of have it in $50,000 increments. And then from 3 to 400, it jumps up 100,000, and then it's in 50,000 increments from there. So buyers search in with these big numbers on the left side of the comma by $50,000 increments above 400,000 and 25,000 below. We know as working with buyers and helping buyers buy homes, a lot of times they put a 10% buffer when they go to look for homes online. So for this example, let's say we have somebody that is approved for a $500,000 home. So that's their max budget is $500,000. What they are actually going to do is set up the search to be at $450 will be the max. That way they have a 10% buffer, and buyers are pickier than ever. They are counting every dollar more than they ever have before. So they'll set their search up to $450,000. So let's say for this example, we have a buyer that is pre-approved for their max value would be $500,000. So with that 10% buffer, they're going to look at homes online up to $450,000. That way they can be comfortable with their monthly payments and not be house poor, because that's the last thing that they want. So we get a buyer pre-approved for $500,000, looks up to $450,000, and then let's say there's a house online for sale that's asking $410,000. So that buyer that is pre-approved up to $500,000, looking at $450,000 homes, will see that home and they'll take a look at it. But then you have a buyer who's pre-approved up to $400,000. They aren't going to see that home at all. So their home search is up to $400,000, but they're actually pre-approved for $450,000. But if a house is listed at $410,000, they are just not going to see it on the market, because that's not how they have their search set up. So you're missing part of the group of buyers that could actually buy your home. That person who's only looking up to $400,000, they could easily afford that $410,000 home. They just aren't seeing it. They don't even know it exists and that it's for sale. But then the person that does see it is the guy that's pre-approved for $500,000. And even though his max is $450,000 that he's looking at, and even though he has a search set up for $450,000, he's pre-approved for up to $500,000. He doesn't want to buy that $410,000 house. So you're actually missing the mark for the right buyer who's pre-approved for $450,000, but only looking up to $400,000 because your home was priced at $410,000. So you want to have your big numbers correct. That way you're casting the net on both sides. So if that same home was listed at $400,000 versus $410,000, the person that's pre-approved for $450,000 would see it. The person that's pre-approved up to $500,000 would see it. So when you go to price your home, you want to price it at a fair market value for people. So let's say this triangle is all the buyers that are on the market for a home right now. So if you are above fair market value, you're going to have few to no buyers come see your home. And when you do that, you're not going to be able to sell your home for as much money, and you're missing the mark. And we see that when we miss the mark, these are Northeast Florida stats for the March 2024. If you're overpriced, and this is the week one, the homes that sold in the first week, they sold on average of 100.5% of the asking price. But if they didn't sell till week two being on the market, they dropped to 96%. So for a $500,000 house, that's a $22,000 difference, just because their house wasn't priced right from the get-go. And you want to be priced fairly so that you are negotiating with an excited buyer and not a cautious one asking, like, why has it been on the market for so long? So if you're above fair market value, you're going to have few to no buyers. And then if you're, which is a problem, then if you're below fair market value, you're going to have the problem of too many buyers, which is nowhere near as scary as the one trying to sell with few to no buyers, because they are above fair market value. Buyers today are questioning every penny and every dollar that they spend. So having your big numbers correctly and where the right buyers are actually searching for homes is going to help you be more successful when you go to price and sell your home.